A very, very good morning to you. Welcome. It is, of course, Wake Up with Hobbymaker. My name's Ben Murray, and I'm going to be with you from 6 until 8. And you may have noticed this gentleman here next to me, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will know that it's Jason Wilkes from Burton Gertz. How are we?
Very good, Ben. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well. All the better for seeing you, Jason, because this is our first show together, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is. Yeah. And you've been up very early to come and see us at 6 o'clock this morning?
I have, yes. Yeah, very, very early.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, listen, we've got lots and lots to get through this morning, haven't we? We've got loads that we want to show you. We've got some great brand new product here. We've got a recap on some of the Burton Gertz products as well. So without further ado, should we get into it? Because you brought us this lovely lady this morning, haven't you? You've brought us Angel.
Yeah, this is our Angel. So we introduced Ella, was one of our characters that we introduced on the last show that we did, which was our Paris theme. And then this is Angel, which is the new in the characters that we're bringing to you.
OK, absolutely brilliant. And we're going to have some demos. You're going to show us a little bit about Angel. It's worth noting, so this is a brand new launch to us here.
Absolutely brand new.
And it's worth noting that many of you will know that are regulars to Wake Up with Hobbymaker, in particular the Wake Up shows in the morning, is we're able to bring you some fantastic deals. But one of the reasons we're able to bring you some fantastic deals is because either we don't have mountains and mountains of stock of a particular item, so we can bring you a really, really good price, or it's a brand new introductory launch. And actually, this is a combination of the two, isn't it? Because we can't do everything at a fantastic price, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So we've got a limited amount of stock of Angel at this fantastic price, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. And you get her in 2 sizes, and you get the sentiment with her as well.
Brilliant. So let's just have a very quick look and see what we get in our set. So we've got, these are just some samples, of course, with Angel. I like the way that she's been decorated very differently, to give you a very different feel, because they're not tied to any particular occasion.
No, they're not tied to any particular occasion, and as you say, the different colours completely change the look and feel of her. I've used a lot of the Zila products that people will know that we use. So I've used the oil pastels, I've used pencils, I've used pens, and you can use all of that, the stuff that we bring to you and stuff that's already in your stash as well, straight onto the MDF. Absolutely
brilliant. And for those of you that are new to this type of crafting, perhaps not familiar with the MDF shapes and so on, they come in a sheet which has already been... How do you cut these? Are they laser cut?
They're laser cut by me, yeah.
Laser cut by you?
Yeah.
By your own fan?
Yeah.
Freehand?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
Not quite.
So this is how they actually come, isn't it? And you just pop these out. So these are the two different sizes we get. We've got the larger one, and then there's also the smaller one here as well, which I'll just bring in that little sample so you can see as well. And so what sort of occurs to me is, because these are, if you like, toppers.
They can be, yeah. They can be used in kind of mixed media projects, like we've done straight onto MDF. You could use them onto cards. You can use them in your home decor. You can use them on a variety of different things. And the wings are kind of a recurring theme through mixed media, so it kind of made sense to bring Angel in and give her the wings, but you can use them separately. So if you want to use her on her own, you can do. You can use the other embellishments that we've got that go with her as well.
I love it.
So yeah, she's very versatile. You can do a lot with her.
And then what have we got here? What are the little?
So we've got the little names so that you can put them with them, and you can just use those if you want to.
Yes.
And then we've got a little nice kind of positive sentiment down the bottom that she believes she could fly, and she did. Brilliant.
I love it. So you can use these together, you can layer them up, you can use them separately, the wings on their own, you can use Angel on her own, and there's lots of options. And they literally just, I'm not going to do it now, but they just pop out of the MDF sheet.
They do.
And you're good to go. And you can use all sorts of materials on them. So you're going to show us a little bit of how to...
I am, yeah. And just to say, once they have popped out, you're left with the waste. That could be a stencil that you can go through and...
That's a very clever idea,
reuse
Jason.
those.
I love that. So, for instance, the wings, you pop it out and you could ink through that and do also... Oh, I love that. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. So £6.50 is the price on the screen, as you can see at the moment. Don't forget, already we don't have mountains and mountains of stock of these. It's worth reminding you of that. We bring you great prices on the Wake Up show because we launched these products and we want to get the ball rolling and want to do you a good deal to get the ball rolling. In fact, we've already had some people checking out on these and there's less than 30 available now. So if you're interested in these, don't forget to get stuck in and get them checked out. And even better, I don't know if you know this, Jason, but on the Wake Up show at 6 o'clock in the morning, a lucky viewer can win their breakfast baskets. How do we do it, I hear you cry? Shop to win our breakfast basket between 6 and 7. What we need you to do is anybody that checks out between 6 and 7 this morning will automatically be entered into our draw, which will be drawn before 7 o'clock this morning, but we will announce it during the 7 o'clock hour. So between 7 and 8 we'll announce the winner. Check out by 7 a.m. to be included. And whatever the value is of your basket, it doesn't matter if it's £6.50 or £650. One lucky winner will win their breakfast basket this morning.
That's fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's get cracking.
OK, so I'm going to work on this kind of version that I've got here.
OK.
And I've added extra embellishments to her, but I'm going to start with using the Zila pens. So I'm going to bring in some of the pink colours. We'll do a similar, may not be exactly the same colours as that one, but you'll get the kind of the look and feel of her.
It's worth noting, by the way, that the Zila pens and the Zila collection are all available on the website. When you click over to the website and click Watch Now, you'll see everything that's coming up on the show available to pre-order underneath.
So the Zila pens that we bring you are double-ended, so they've got a fine liner on one end and a brush on the other, so you can see the fine liner. They're really unusual, instead of throwing the cap around.
Let me grab that.
Thank you. They're unusual because, particularly with pens, you tend to get a brush and a chisel end.
Yes.
So it is unusual to get the fine liner, particularly in a colour.
Yes.
So we do bring you packs of the fine liners in the black and grey and sepia, which, again, they're a great product. But it is unusual. Sorry, I'm putting my...
we can see the brim. Do you say brim or rim?
Brim.
Brim of
yeah.
the hat.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
I'm just colouring her in. So you'll see that she's got engraved lines on her, and your pen kind of can go up to those lines, and you'll feel it as you. If people are not familiar with MDF, particularly kind of laser cut MDF, your pen just needs to kind of skim the surface. Really, you're not trying to push deeply into it. You'll see that the colour takes very well. And we're just going straight on to the MDF. I've not prepared it in any way. This is just as it'll come to you.
So you don't need to prime it, you don't need to add any PVA or any sealant or anything like that. You can colour directly onto...
We have gesso that's available that if you want to put a base down, and I've used that on the background of the tag there.
Yes.
And that will give you, because you're applying colour to basically a brown background,
yes.
That will change the colour slightly. So if you want to have a more vivid colour, then you might want to put some gesso down, but you don't have to.
No.
So I'm just going to continue colouring her skirt, so we're getting the idea of how quickly you can kind of colour these in.
And in the gesso pens, how many are we getting in the set there?
So
Sorry, not the gesso pens.
The water-based pen. Yeah, you get 24 in there, and they're fantastic colours. They're very modern, vibrant kind of colours. So I've got them here.
Oh, yes. Let's have a quick look. So we've got the Zila pens. Zila's always popular, isn't it?
It is.
Whenever we have Zila on the show, it's always popular. It's a fantastic range. And in actual fact, we've got a wide range of Zila items on the show and on the website as well. You know, including we've got brushes and we've got paints and things on the background here, water-soluble oil pastels, acrylic paints. We've got the watercolour pads as well. We've even got a little set as well, which we'll talk about in a little while, which is the paints and the pad and so on. But yeah, really vibrant colours that we've got there,
And
Jason.
Zila, like ourselves, are a British company. They're a family business, and they're a fantastic company to work with. I'm very proud to present their products, and they have a fantastic range of stuff, and we're working with them to bring even more to you. So the range of stuff that we have on the website, just is fantastic. We haven't got enough space to bring in.
I love these, very vibrant, and I love the idea, like you've said, you've got the brush end and you've got the fine liner end, which again is a little bit unusual.
So
there we go, fantastic.
What I've done with her is just coloured in the dress and the hair, made her quite vibrant.
Yes.
And I'm just going to use some of our glue to stick her to the wings.
Okay.
Now, I've left her face and the wings just untreated MDF.
Yes.
To show you that you can. You don't
Yes.
always have to colour it all in.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to apply some glue.
In fact, I think that works really well, particularly on the wings as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and with this colour palette as well, it works quite nicely. So to have that. So then I've got one of the heart wings that's on the Fairies Wings and Things embellishment board that's new today as well.
Okay.
And again, I'm just going to use the pinks and to colour this in. And then we're just going to add a bit of extra colour onto the tips of the wings to just add some definition. And you can see I'm not being particularly careful of how I'm doing this. I'm just applying colour straight down. And even though we won't see all of this, I'm just going to colour. There we go.
And what's interesting as well is that you can use these as standalone items, can't you? Or you can use them as toppers as well,
yeah.
embellishments on other creations. So maybe whether you're a card maker, whether you're scrapbooking, excuse me, multimedia pieces,
Yeah.
frames and so on, which we can talk about a little bit later. So it's a really, really versatile sort of product, isn't it? This that you can see on the screen at the moment is actually, this is the Wings and Things MDF embellishment collection, which again, just like the Angel collection, is just £6.50. If you are new and to something like the MDF, and you've never used it before, this is a great entry point as well, because at £6.50...
It is.
It's a great way to...
It's a fantastic way to start.
Have a go, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. And like we say, we can use... if you're a card maker, you can use these in your card making. You can use them in different ways.
Yeah.
You can use them to embellish things that you may already have, like notebooks and things like that. To personalise them, add a bit of your own personality to them. And
I'm thinking about the added value as well, because if you've got a card or something like that you've created, and you add these sorts of embellishments, you're adding value to the card as well, aren't you? You think you can, if you sell your cards, you can sell them for that bit more. What is the Angel policy on these?
You can make and sell whatever you want. So we run our own events around the country.
Yeah.
So if people want to bring them to our events, even better. But
fantastic. If you're not familiar with Jason's events, what are they called?
It's Burton Gertz. Everything comes under the Burton Gertz umbrella. So.
There we go. So keep an eye on the social media and have a look out for Burton Gert's own events. So some of these shapes that we've got on here, I mean, these are, how many did we got on here, Ellie, did you say? 22? 22?
Sounds about right,
Sounds about right. So that's what, about 30 pence an embellishment?
I always
something
have to count
like
them
that?
at least twice.
Yeah? And what have we got on here then? Let's have a little look.
We've got various different fairies on here. And we've got the heart wings that I'm using here. We've got some feathers. I know kind of white feathers are particularly important to some people.
Yes.
And they have a meaning behind them. And then we've got the couple of words on here. So we've got magic and believe.
And the feathers I love there as well. And the stars. Lots and lots of different. And as you say, great for embellishments, great for toppers, great for multimedia, great for card making.
So
and so
I've used some on the cards that you've got there to decide. So
brilliant.
I'm just going to show you kind of a quick technique with the pens,
please,
because as we said, they're water-based.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put some colour down onto my acrylic block.
So this is using the same Zila pens, isn't
Absolutely, the same pen, straight onto an acrylic block. And then just give it a light spray of water. And this is just, you'll see there's a faint kind of colour in the background of the one that I've done there.
Yes.
And then we'll put that down. And whilst it's still wet, we'll just drag it down.
Oh.
Use my block to drag it down. And that's just applying some colour to that. So that gives us, so we've got a less kind of white background.
I love it. And that, of course, that works. That just ties in your tag to Angel, who's on the top, and the wings as well.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So it just brings all of your colours together.
Yeah.
So again, just some glue on here. You don't need an awful lot of glue. My tag is still a little bit wet, but this should be fine.
It's worth noting as well that we have the tags on the show, so keep an eye out for those. And the ones that you've got here are the medium.
Yeah, these are the medium ones, which are, we've bought you smaller tags before, but these are a new size.
Yes.
So they're kind of half the size of the extra large ones that people are familiar with.
Yes.
I'm kind of obsessed with tags, so you'll see I use tags an awful lot. I don't know why, within mixed media and card making, we're all influenced, I think, to use tags. And there you go. There she's done. You could put some ribbon through her and hang her, or we can put her into one of our frames, and I'll show you a background we can create for the frame as well.
I absolutely love that. So you've got a little combination there, because you've got Angel on the front, you've got the wings as well, from the embellishments collection.
Yeah.
You've also got the medium-sized tag there as well, and that's all been created and coloured using the Zila watercolour pens as well. All of that's available on the website, and don't forget, just click on Watch Now, and just beneath there you see all the products on the show, and you can shop ahead. Shop ahead, by the way, doesn't mean you order it now and you get it in 6 months. Shop ahead means anything that's down there you can order now, put it in your basket and check out, even before we've shown it to you. And if the price should drop during the show or during the day, our hobby maker pledge, you should always pay the lowest price, because we process the orders at the end of the day. So if the prices drop, even after you've checked out, we will only bill you for the lowest price. How good's that?
That's fantastic.
And don't forget, you can win your basket. We've already got quite a few people checking out. Don't forget, you can win your breakfast basket. Check out before 7, and we will announce the winner between 7 and 8 o'clock. And one lucky winner will win the contents of their breakfast basket. Jason, what else have we got?
So I've used the medium tag there, and as we said, they're a new kind of configuration of size, but
Yes.
you also get those in the mixed media pack.
Ah, okay.
So if mixed media is something that's new to you, and
Yes.
you want to give it a try,
Yes.
again, this is a good way of starting. So within this, you get the extra large tags.
Yes.
You get the door hangers in 2 different sizes.
Yeah.
You get the medium tags, and you
Okay.
get the artist trading cards and artist trading coins.
Brilliant. I'm just going to hold these up. I'm going to do them one by one so we can have a very quick look. So look at those. Look at the size of those tags. And do you know what I was thinking about tags as well? Because these tags would be fantastic, both the medium and these, but the medium ones in particular, will be great for reusable tags for presents, of course. They'll be used for that. I'm thinking as well, don't shoot me, but I'm thinking even for Christmas, you can make fantastic hanging decorations. They don't have to be for Christmas, but hanging decorations. I've used the C word before. But how great would that be? So we've got the big tags there.
We even have one of the extra large tags on a set of keys.
Yes.
That kept being misplaced.
Oh, that's a good idea. The only problem is that makes me think of one of those service stations when you go in and they lose locks and they give you on a big tag. So if you've got a service station, Adam's going, what? You know, if you go into some obscure service station in the middle of nowhere, they lock the toilet door and you have to go and get the key. And sometimes they put them on a big tag. There you go. I'm not going to repeat what he's saying to me. There we go. So this is in the mixed media, mixed media MDF pack, $29.99. But that's going to give you a wide range here of different MDF shapes to get started with. Love the door hangers as well. And again, I'm thinking presents, you know, for your kids as well.
Yeah.
You know, you can do gaming ones to put on the door. Don't disturb me, I'm gaming.
Yeah.
Some fantastic princess ones as well. There's all sorts of brilliant things that you could do. Keep out, yeah, if the caravan's rocking and all that sort of stuff. $29.99 is your mixed media pack. There we go.
So we've got the small angel. We've put her onto a tag.
Uh-huh.
As I said, we could put her into one of our box frames. So I'm going to create a background for that.
Okay.
I'm going to introduce some of the acrylic paints.
Brilliant.
We've got the sets of 24. We can get a really nice selection of colours.
Okay.
We've got the selection of 10, which are kind of your basic colours.
Yes.
And then we've also got the pick and mix that's on the website as well.
Let me just grab those. I'll pop these back in a second.
There you go.
There we go. So the 24 first, I think, is what we're going to put on the
Yeah.
screen first of all. So just talk us through these very, very quickly, Jason.
So again, the Zila quality with these is fantastic. The packaging on them looks bright and modern. It's got a very nice feel to it.
Yes.
They're artist quality paints.
Yes.
And what I've tried to do with the Zila range is to show people how to use artist products.
Yes.
Art products.
Yes.
In their crafts.
Yes.
Because we all, I'm sure, are obsessed with going into art shops and having a look at everything.
Yeah.
Seeing the fantastic colours and things, but then you kind of wonder how you can use them in your crafts, and that's what we've
Yes.
tried to do with Zila. And as we said, again, you've got a really good range of colours, and you can see those on the back there. They will go straight onto your MDF. You can use them in anything you would use an acrylic paint for,
Yes.
but particularly with mixed media, they work very well.
Brilliant. Fantastic. So that is the set of 24. $27.99. That's just over £1 a colour, in essence. So $27.99. Don't forget as well, if you check out before 7, you could win that. Brilliant. And then we've got the set of 10 as well. I'm just going to pop that back on the set. I'm wrecking the set here. Somebody's very nicely done all this morning, and I'm wrecking it. So you've got 10 in here. So it's the same. Are they the same size?
No, these ones are larger than
these are
those,
larger ones.
and then we've got the even larger ones, as I say, in the pick and mix as well.
Brilliant as well. So that's what you're going to use now, the pick and mix.
Yeah.
If you want to get the 10, 19.95, by the way, is the price that's coming on the screen. But this is Wake Up with Hobby Maker, Jason. We like to do some fantastic deals. We give you a reason to get up in the morning. Early bird catches the deal. $16.95.
Fantastic.
$16.95. There we go. And if you check out 47, you could win it. Brilliant.
So I'm going to just take a little bit of paint. The best thing to do is to use less. You can always put more out if you need to, but it's more difficult to put it back into the tube.
I like what you've done with the craft mat here, by the way. And you just put on a bit of MDF or something there to create your own craft mat. I like that.
So I'm just taking a bit of sponge. I've used finger daubers and things in the past, but I'm just going to create some colour onto one of our 6x6 canvases, which again are new today, new sizes. We've had others in the past, and these fit perfectly into our shadow boxes as well, our box frames. So we're not trying to cover the whole background because we're going to go in with more than one colour, but we're just lightly, if you feel like you've got too much in one area, you can pick some up and move it around. Then I'm going to go in with another colour. I'm going to go in with violet. So this will be slightly different to the one I've done in the box because I'm using more of a violet this time, but you just are spreading that colour around, and you can see how easily the paints go on, and because we're kind of sponging and we're not putting an awful lot down, it'll dry fairly quickly as well.
They look like they go quite a long way as well.
They do, and I can pick up some more of the blue. I can almost mix those as I'm going.
So they're on pick and mix as well. So you're using the white, you're using the
cerulean blue, the violet, and I think I might use some of the cobalt as well.
Of the cobalt as well. So they're on the pick and mix. There's a choice of 5 different. Is it 5 colours?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Choice of 5 colours. So, and you can pick any 5 of the acrylic paints for £20, or you can get them at £5.50 each. So the choice is yours. So if there's a particular colour that you think, well, I'm probably going to use a bit more of that, or I'm all right for one colour and I want to top up another, you can do that. Pick and mix. You're getting 5 for £20. That's brilliant because actually you're saving you're more than buy one get one free. You're saving what you're saving. You're saving nearly about £7. Is that right? £7?
So
Adam's on a calculator now.
If people have tried the 24 in the smaller tubes and there's particular colours that they're drawn to, then this gives you the opportunity to get them in a larger size. I'm normally drawn to the pinks and the reds, that kind of warmer shades.
Yes.
But for this, I'm kind of creating an almost sky background, so I'm using the blues, touch of violet and some white.
And you're using almost a pea-sized amount, aren't you?
Tiny amount.
Yes.
And I'm not cleaning my sponge, I'm not swapping different colours, I'm just adding some white up. Let's pick up some more of the blue, and that kind of mixes. And every time you do this, it'll be slightly different.
Yes.
And the only difficulty with this is just knowing when to stop. So it's getting to a point where you're happy with it.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's almost like a sky kind of background for her then to sit along.
Brilliant.
So I have one in true form that I did earlier.
Just before you show us the box, actually, just to let you know that the canvas, the square canvas, is available. It's on the screen at the moment. £8.50 for the square canvas that Jason's using. And you're getting, how many do we get in there? 6x6. You're getting a 4-pack in there, 6x6. There we go.
So this is one of our box frames that we introduced to you on our last show, and that just pops out.
Oh, I've broken it.
You can glue them together, and I've left, they're quite tight, but they will fit together.
Yes.
So that just slots back in, he says. So, there we go.
And so the canvas, 6x6 canvas, fits perfectly inside that, doesn't it?
It's inside it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she can just sit inside there.
Brilliant.
So you've added dimension there because we've added the layers and we've layered her up. Even just adding the extra wings on just lifts her more. And so that having that kind of the deep box allows you to show her off.
Works really well, and then you can decorate the box if you want to or whatever. So in there, just to recap all the different elements you've used, so you've used the small version of Angel there, you've used the medium-sized tag,
Yep.
in there. You've coloured all of those in as well using the Zila
Zila
colours.
pens, yep.
Then you've used the 6x6 canvas on the back.
Yep.
And you've used the Zila acrylic paints for that.
Yep.
And then this here, this is the box,
Yep.
which we haven't mentioned yet. So this comes in 2 sizes, Jason, doesn't it?
We've got 3. We've got an extra large one that comes with dividers, and that'll be on the website.
Yes.
And then we've got a 10 by 8
Yes.
inch one, and we've got the smaller one, which I'm hiding with my pens.
So this is the one that you've just shown us.
Yeah.
And all the different things that you can do with these. You refer to it as a shadow box.
Yeah, or yeah.
You use it as a light box as well? Could you use it for that?
You could do. Yeah, the extra large one would kind of
work brilliant.
lend itself
Yeah.
more to that, because obviously you want to hide the workings of the lights.
Yes, of course.
So you could do. These kind of smaller ones, they just really kind of design what I had in mind with them, and people can do whatever they want with them.
Yes.
What I had in mind was the kind of dimensional kind
Yes.
of mixed media projects, so
Yeah.
it gives you that.
I love that. In fact, I'd seen somebody who was doing some needle felting,
Yeah.
and she needle felted some sheep. And she's got a little thing where she needle felts the sheep. And she was looking for something to mount them on. I was thinking
Yeah.
how good a box like this would be to mount something like inside. Because if you create these, again, if you've got perhaps a craft stall or a craft shop online or something, again, the Angel policy on these is you can make and sell.
You can, yeah.
Brilliant. How easy do they go together then?
So they go together really easily. So you get with them the back plate, the frame part there,
Yes.
and the sides.
Okay.
And if that part confuses you, that's just the bit that we cut out. And rather than throwing it away,
Yes.
we give you that as well. So you can use that as another canvas.
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea.
So-
So they just push together.
You would glue the sides on, and those fit. Shall I do it here so you can see?
Okay.
So you would glue onto the recessed parts on here, and then those fit on there, and they slot together. And even without the glue, you'll see this does kind of hold. But you would want to glue it to make sure it doesn't
Yeah.
come apart on you. There we go.
How straightforward is that? What sort of glue should we use for putting them together?
Any kind of PVA or wood-based glue, and then you can see the box, like I say.
Brilliant.
They are snug,
But that's
and
the
they're
way you want
designed
it, isn't it? Yeah.
to be. So if you do paint them, or when you paint them, bear in mind to try and keep the recesses clear, so that your front frame part will still fit in.
Yes.
If it does feel too tight,
Yes.
because you may have got some paint in there, a little bit of sandpaper or an emery board
Yes.
in there to
Oh,
just
that's a
ease
good
it
idea.
off.
An emery board's probably a bit easier to get in, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So just avoid getting the paint just in the slots.
In
until
the
you've
recessed
fitted
parts, yeah.
Until you fit it. And there's a fantastic example there as well. I'm loving the bike. And then, of course, once you've created the frame, it's not just about what you put inside it. You can also put embellishments and things on the outside of the box as well.
Yeah. So with the paint effect that we've done on the background there, we could apply that to the box, so the picture almost comes out of the box.
Brilliant. There we go. And I'm thinking you put photos in there as well,
Yeah.
couldn't you? And use them for memory keeping and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So Ellie was just saying to me that we do have some limited stock, very limited, on this particular one, Ellie. On this particular one, we've got very limited stock. There's less than 10 available of these, less than 10 available of the 6x6 square ones. So if you've got a mini basket, please do make sure that you get that checked out, 'cause you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out.
And if I can just show you, these are our little plaque hangers.
Oh, okay.
And if anybody's kind of looking at those and wondering what they are, so you pop one of these out, glue it onto the back, and there's a hanger for you.
Ah, that's clever.
I don't put a hanger on these,
Yes.
because you may not want to hang them.
Yes.
You might want to put them into another frame.
Yes, yes.
There's lots of things you could do with them.
Yeah.
So these are our little plaque hangers that
Yes.
turn anything to like the canvases that we've used,
Yes.
turn them into something that you can hang up.
So it could be you could be using them on the box. You
Yeah.
could be using them just on the plain canvases. You could use them on a range of different things, and they are just the little hangers, and they come in a little set as well. So
Yeah.
just check those out there on the website, and you're getting two sets of those. And again, they're $6.49. It's a really reasonable price point for all the items that we've got on the show, Jason, isn't it? Yeah. Especially if you want to have a go, you're new to it, or whether you're restocking your crafty stash, paying sort of £6 something for most of the items on the show, and you think, well, I can get a couple of those. Because don't forget as well, on Hobby Maker, if you're new to Hobby Maker, you might not know this, even though we do shout about it a lot, you only pay 1 P&P here at Hobby Maker for 24 hours, unlike some other places. But you are watching Hobbymaker, probably the best craft channel in the world. And we only pay 1p&p. And the P&P is just is it 95? Nearly 3.95. Nearly said 3.49. I was reducing it then. I'd have got in trouble. 3.95 from midnight last night through to midnight tonight. So it doesn't matter how many times you order. If you've already checked out and you see something else, add it to your order. Add it to your order and just click combine order. If you see something later on in the day, just add it to your order. You'll only pay 1p&p. There we go. So we've got different sizes of these. So we've got the hangers, but that's the 6x6. Ellie said to me about the 12x12s.
Yeah, so we've got the 12x12. We'll have a sample of that on the website.
Yes.
I didn't bring one with me this time.
No, OK.
And then we've got the 10x8s as
well. And the 10x8s. And the 10x8s are here. So the 12x12s, the price that's on your screen is for the 12x12s. Is for the 12x12s. 24.90. I mean, that's pretty sizable.
It is.
12x12.
It is. So you get the big box frame.
Yes.
But also there's a set of dividers in there as well. So if you want to use it with smaller items in it,
yes,
don't be put off by the size of the box.
So almost once you've created the box and you put the dividers in and you stood it up at this end, you can almost use it like individual shelves,
yeah,
and mount things in there, or you can put different canvases in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I messed up this time by not bringing it with me because last time I bought it there was some chocolates in it. So next time I do a breakfast show with you, I'll hide some chocolate somewhere.
That's what I like. If you're on it, it doesn't have to be a morning show. If you're on any show, hide some chocolate. So this one here, that was the 12x12 that was on the screen at the moment. This is the 10x8. So again, same setup. You're getting the sides, you're getting the back, and you get the frame, and also you get to keep as well the little bit in the middle, which is the cutout, and you can use that also as a canvas. $8.99. Again, a great price point if you've not done it before. There it is. Quick reminder before we look at Jason's next demo. We have a competition every morning from 6 until 7 o'clock. It is the breakfast basket competition. You could shop to win your breakfast basket. Whatever you have put in your basket and checked out before 7 o'clock this morning, we will draw somebody at random and we'll announce the winner by the end of the 8 o'clock hour, and one lucky winner will win the cost of their basket or everything in their basket you won't have to pay us. How nice is that?
It's great.
Good, isn't it? Good, isn't it? Brilliant. I love it. What have we got next, Jason?
So next, I thought we'd have a look at this one here.
Yes.
So I kept this very neutral, just kind of tone on tone with the whites, a touch of grey on the background. So I'm going to start with her, and I'm going to bring in the wax pastels.
OK.
So I'm just going to grab my white out. There we go.
So you get it's quite a substantial set that you get there. We've got that back here. Yeah, there we go. You get 36. 36 in those. And these are oil-based pastels. What's the story with these, then?
They're oil-based, but again, they're water-soluble, so you can apply water to them.
Right.
They are not something that I generally used to use in my crafting, but with all of the Zila products, it's stretched me to have a go with things as well. So,
yes.
We've bought them in the last couple of shows, and I've shown a couple of different techniques with them. So you can blend them, you can kind of lay colour down with them, and they're just something different. So there's the tag on the end there with the fairy on. That's done completely with the pastels in the background.
Yes.
And then I've used the pens on her and the sentiment. But you can see I've just layered 3 colours up there, and small strokes with them. And you just, they're just another medium for us to use and to enjoy. There's something different.
And they're water soluble as well?
Yeah.
I love that. And you're going to show us some techniques with those now?
Yeah, and so I'm just going to apply some direct, again, little strokes with this, up and kind of up to the lines. And you'll see that it's a more kind of textured because it is the wax. So check you can see what I'm doing and I haven't got my big head in the way.
It's your hat, not your head.
Oh, yeah, but the hat is hiding the big head. So we're just laying some of the colour down. I'm not being too particular about covering the whole thing because I'm just going to use my finger to rub it then. So we've added that colour on. And if if you're not getting the full coverage of it, again, it's just adding texture.
Yes.
So we don't have to kind of... We worry sometimes about being too perfect.
Yes.
With what we're doing.
Yes.
Just relax, enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, then that's the main part of it, isn't it?
I think the important thing as well is it's good for mindfulness.
It is.
And again, whatever you create, again, people often forget, is it's handmade.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, a lot of people appreciate it. There's a lot of manufacturers out there these days who try to replicate handmade product in a factory, don't they? A rustic feel. Because it's very, very popular. But, of course, they miss the point, which is the whole point of it being handmade is that it's personal. And it's not personal when the big manufacturers do it and they run it out of a factory. But they're trying to replicate that sort of handmade, handcrafted feel. And so, like you said, we shouldn't forget, it doesn't need to be perfect. If anything, we want it to be different to the next one.
And every time you do something, even if you're doing exactly the same, so when we try and replicate, you know, a finished tag, it'll always end up slightly different because you approach it slightly different.
Brilliant.
So I'm just going to try and use a clean finger because I've already got paints on them. So I'm just going to rub that wax that I've already applied, and that will just kind of further push the wax and create more of a blended background. Now you could do this with multiple colours, but I've just used the one. And as I said, I don't want necessarily perfection. I don't want a complete coverage. I'm just applying.
Congratulations, by the way, to Lynn and Julie and Susan there, who have checked out their MDF Angel embellishments. Of course, because they've checked out, they're in with a chance to win.
Fantastic.
Yeah, check out before 7.
So I'm now going to bring in some of the pencils. So again, you know, with the Zila products, they're fantastically presented. These are the watercolour pencils. They come in the tin. They're just so nice.
I love it when they come in the tin. Because the thing with pencils is you want to look after your pencils. You don't want to just chuck them in a drawer, do you? No. You want to, because they can get broken, can't they break the tips, you can break them inside. It's good that you've got those. And they're watercolour pencils.
These are watercolour pencils, so you can apply them down, add water to them afterwards to get that watercolour effect, or you can just use them as I'm going to, just like a normal pencil.
Okay.
So with her...
Sharpen them like a normal pencil. Normal sharpener.
Normal sharpener. I've got one here with me. So I'm going to apply some pencil now straight onto her. So, and again, you'll see we're just adding different textures, even though we're using the same, you know, colours, colour being white, but this could be, you know, shades of blue, it could be different reds, it could be anything that you want.
I've just got to ask you a question, Jason, actually, while you're doing that. Jason Wilkes, Burton Goetz.
So,
a bit confused there. How did the name come about?
Burton Goetz is myself and my brother Mark. We started the business nearly 11 years ago now. And we, as I've kind of said, we run events, and we were working with 2 shopping centres at the time, and they asked us to come up with a name that was retro and vintage for one of the shopping centres, and quintessentially English for the other. That was the brief. And we thought, well, Burton Goetz, works for both, really. So Bert was our granddad on our side, dad's side of the family, and Gert was our grandmother on our mum's side of the family. So it all kind of fitted nicely. We're a family business with the family name, is what we like to tell people. And in the last couple of years, we've taken on my nephew as well. And we just continue to grow, really, and to do more. So,
and we see more and more of you, of course, not just through the shows that you do, but, of course, live on air with us as well. So your range is constantly
constantly evolving. Bring new stuff to you every time, or I try to bring new stuff to you every time. And I get inspiration from everything around me. So the last collection we brought to you was the Paris collection, and we've got some of those embellishments on the show today. And Paris is my happy place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. You're very continental. In fact, we can see some of the Paris creations there at the top. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Are you a croissant man then, or a pain au chocolat?
Oh, anything with the chocolate option.
Anything with the chocolate option, just like me.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We do have those on the show, in actual fact, as well. The different, because these are on, you can get these individually, but they're on pick and mix as well, aren't they? We've got the Paris collection there. But that's just on the screen at the minute, on its own. $10.99 is the price on that. And again, just like the other boards that we've got, they're all laser cut. I love the smell of the laser cut. If you had sniffer vision out there, you'd be able to smell the MDF cut. I absolutely love that. Really, really nice. And they just pop right out. There we go. Nice and easy.
They do pop, there's a couple of tabs holding them in. You just pop them out.
Just pop them out.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So what we've got, we've got the beret on there. We've got, presumably that's France there.
It is, yeah.
There we go. Doing me geography.
So that is the Art is Life board, and
Yes.
that came about because I saw some graffiti underneath Canal Bridge
Yes.
in the centre of Paris, and Art is Life was prominent on the graffiti, and I just
Nice.
thought that's something that I want to incorporate.
Wow. So you saw that actually under a bridge in Paris. So that's really nice. And then I love the postcard
Yeah.
that you've got on there as well. Of course, you've got the Eiffel Tower and the city skyline there as well. I really, really like those. So $6.50 again. Just as we've sort of mentioned before, most of the items on the show are sort of in the £6 region, £6.50. Really, really cost effective. Well done, Doreen. Doreen's checked out as well. She's in with a chance to win her basket this morning. These are available on Pick and Mix as well. So, these are available on Pick and Mix. So actually, on the screen at the moment, you can see Pick and Mix any three for $15.99. That's going to save you £3.50. So we've got the dresses on here as well. We've got the bags as well. We've got the lips. There we go. We've got the mannequin. Well, they're not mannequins, are they? They're the dress.
Yeah, dress forms.
Dress forms.
I think I've called them mannequins, but yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody out there, we go, they're not mannequins. Then we've also got, there's the Eiffel Tower again. And what's that building there?
So that's Sacré-Cœur.
That's what, sorry?
Sacré-Cœur, the
Don't swear at me at this time of the morning.
So we've got
Sacré-Cœur.
We've got the small one in there, and we've got a large one that's on the website as well.
I
That's
don't know
Box
that. I've
Frankie
seen
behind
it. What is Sacré-Cœur?
The cathedral that's at the kind of very top point of Paris.
Oh,
That's,
there we go. Arc de Triomphe. There we go. Or Marble Arch, if you want to put it in London.
Yeah.
There we go. Notre Dame. Oh, she's on it. Ellie's on it, our producer. So we've got that one. Then we've also got here the Fleur de Lis. We've got the little scooters. We've got the French poodles, of course. We've got the shoes. Look, we've got the bike, which we saw. We saw. There we go. That's the bike, isn't it? There we go. I like that. So again, £6.50 if you want to get them individually, but they're on Pick and Mix. I'm not going to spend too much longer on this because we want to see the end of your demo. But also we've got the shoes. We've got more shoes. We've got more, very smart suits. This goes with the dresses on the other one.
The suits that are in here, the ones with the shirt and tie on them,
Yes.
will fit onto the mannequins as well.
Oh, brilliant.
So you've got some jackets where you can kind of see the inside of the jacket. So those wouldn't work as well,
Yes.
because it wouldn't look natural.
But you can actually put them on the mannequin.
But they are
Not the
sized
mannequins,
to
the
fit on
dresses,
there,
yeah.
and the dresses
Yeah.
fit onto those as well.
That's brilliant. I love it. I love it.
So there's a couple of tag samples just over there. That
Oh, should we have a very quick look? Again, these are available on Pick and Mix. They're £6.50 each if you want to get them individually. There we go. There we go.
I've got the dress forms. Can you just see them?
Oh, yes. Hang on a second. Let me just pop those down.
Shall I?
You just hold those. There we go. I'm disappearing. There we go. Well spotted. It's as if Jason knew they were there. There we go. So we've got... just talk us through what we've got.
So you've got the larger dress and the larger dress form or mannequin that size together there. And again, the smaller dresses and the smaller dress forms work together as well.
Brilliant.
And then you've got the suit behind it.
Fantastic. There it is.
So particularly, wedding themed or anniversaries or things like that, they work really well for those.
Brilliant. And then, of course, it doesn't get much more French than that. Would twirl his moustache. That's what you do with your...
It is, yeah. If you've got one that's long enough to twirl,
I was going to go, oh, ho, ho, and then I thought, I better not, because I might get in trouble. OK, and then we've got the little girl with the beret as well. And there we go, there's the bike as well. I love the fact there's no face. Yeah. It's just that the moustache and the beret, and then putting it with the clothes, it tells you everything you need.
It does, and your eye naturally wants to fill in the blank.
It does. There we go. Fantastic.
So this one was inspired by a painting that I saw on the side of a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of tried to recreate it in both the larger version and the small.
Beautiful. There we go. Don't forget, of course, all of the Paris collection are available individually, or you can pick and mix. So where did we get up to?
So I'm just going to apply some colour to her wings now.
Okay.
So again, I'm just using some sponge. I could use a brush. I could put my gesso down if I wanted to. And just use the gesso as a background.
I love the natural sort of colouring that you get as well from actually the laser element.
Yeah.
So on the other little tag where you didn't need to colour it, you get this sort of natural colour. And that comes through on this, doesn't it?
It does,
as well?
yeah. So basically, when we do, when I design things, you tell the laser the speed at which you want it to cut. The slower you send the laser, it cuts all the way through.
Okay.
The quicker you send it, it just engraves the top layer.
Okay.
As such. So that's how we kind of add the detail.
Wow.
And again, by not kind of oversaturating it with the paints, you're still seeing that detail come through. And all we're going for is, as I said, we're trying to add layers of texture. So I'm just going to go in with some grey now. And then this is, well, literally is called grey. Some of them have got very kind of fanciful names, but this is just grey.
Grey.
So I can layer that up. So that it doesn't just, so it's not just a completely flat kind of colour. And obviously she's going to be in the middle, so we don't need to worry too much about that. And I would normally let these dry before we glue them together. But so I've got one of the tags here that I've already applied some gesso to, and it's just a thin layer of gesso. And if you kind of drag your brush down with it, you get almost a kind of wood effect on it. You can apply a second coat, you can keep going until you get it perfectly smooth if you want to, but that, again, we've said, isn't necessarily the intention of it. So,
just a quick question about the gesso, because anybody that's just joined us or is new to this medium, they might have heard of gesso but not be overly familiar with the product. We have actually got, it's just on the screen at the moment, in 500ml white, it's $13.99. Just tell us a little bit about the gesso. What's the purpose of it?
It's a primer.
Yes.
And as I said, when you're applying colour to MDF, you're applying colour to a brown background, and that can dull your colours. It can transform them slightly.
Yes.
But you can see on the ones that I've done straight on, you still get very vibrant colour.
Yes.
It can just change it from being the colour that you see on the pen.
Sure.
And if you're ever unsure of that, we always recommend just try a bit on the back.
Yes.
So before you commit, try a bit on the back, and if you're happy with the colour, go with it. If you want to use the gesso, you can do it. It gives you a key for other mediums to stick to.
Yeah, brilliant. There we go.
So
Gesso's on the screen at the moment, $13.99. Gesso spelt with a G, for anyone who's Googling it. With a G.
So I've got the laser cut sentiment. So I'm just going to apply some glue to this, and again, we don't need lots. So I'm just going to apply that down.
I love that. I love the little sentiment that you've got on there. She believed she could fly, and she did. That's what a really lovely, positive message.
You see lots of that type of message in kind of mixed media art journaling and things like that, and that's what I kind of wanted to embody with this. So, like I say, I would normally let these dry more, but
it's almost a good luck sentiment to some degree, isn't it? Perhaps somebody's starting a new job.
Somebody needs to believe in themselves.
Yeah.
If you want to give somebody, some encouragement.
Somebody's having a fresh start or wants to have a go at something. In fact, that's a fitting sentiment for anybody that is new, isn't it, to the MDF and the mixed media. Have a go. Yeah. It says have a go. Oh, you're losing it. Yeah. Normally...
as I said, we'd normally let them dry.
That
So I'll hold her in place. The glue will take in a second.
Yeah, that's it. There we go. So, fantastic. So that's the MDF Angel embellishment there, £6.50. Again, a great way to have a go. If you've never had a go before, great way to get started. I mean, what a fantastic range Jason has brought us, of course, from Burton Gertz. Just a quick reminder for anybody that's joined us or doesn't usually join us at this time in the morning, you can win your breakfast basket between 6 and 7. So what you need to do is check out your basket between 6 and 7 on any Monday to Friday Wake Up with Tommy Maker show, between 6 and 7 when we're running the competition. Shop to win your basket, and we will choose at random somebody who will win their basket. We'll announce the winner between 7 and 8 o'clock. It doesn't matter how much is in it. Oh, there's no price limit either. There's no price limit. It doesn't matter if it's £6 or 65 quid or 650 quid. There we go. So don't forget, check out your basket. Ellie, our producer, what am I going to, did you say? What am I looking at? Oh, the brushes. Sorry. It's because she was talking while I was talking and she was talking, which is what we do, but I was so busy listening to what I was saying and not listening to what Ellie was saying. There we go. There we go. I'm silent now. So we've got the premium mixed media brushes. Now, we talked very briefly about these, Jason, didn't we, at the beginning of the show? Just tell us a little bit about this, because you've got an open set there.
I have, yes. So we've brought to you before the set of 5 brushes.
Yes.
We've got those available in the mixed media sets, the acrylics and the watercolours.
Okay.
So they're designed to work best with those mediums.
Yes.
This is one of the mixed media sets, and it comes a set of 10, and you get the case as well.
I love that.
It's just, again, as I've said with Zila, it's just that quality throughout with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're well designed, even down to the fact that the different mediums they're designed for have different colours.
Yes.
So the mixed media ones are white, you've got the kind of red tone for the acrylics and the blue for the watercolours. So you know by looking at them what your brushes are.
Yeah.
If anybody's like me, I tend to put them all in a pot. Keep the pot topped up with water to make sure they don't dry out. And eventually, when you forget to do that, you lift them out in one go.
Yeah, and they all come out together.
But if you look after your brushes, they'll look after you.
And the other thing as well is, and I think you're quite right, Jason, you're at home, you tend to pop them straight into the water or whatever. But if you're out and about, if you are going to a craft workshop, maybe you're attending a Burton Gertz workshop, maybe you're going down to your local craft centre, maybe you're going on a holiday, maybe you're going away for a few days, maybe you're going in the caravan on your boat, wherever it is.
Yeah.
These are ideal because you can put these in the case, they're protected. It doesn't matter if they're a bit damp when they put them in the case, you've washed them, you put them there, and you've got everything that you need. I love it.
So these, the set of 24 paints that gives you a kind of whole range of colours and something to paint on, be that a pad or the canvases, and you're away. As you say, if you're going away somewhere.
Fantastic. The price on the screen at the moment, $19.99. Don't forget as well, you can get the brushes individually. We've got 3 further collections. Look on the website for those, because we've also got the mixed media, we've got the acrylic and oil, and we've got the watercolour. Have a little look. But just before I do that, Ellie said to me, just grab the 6x6 boxes. Where are they? Oh, it's there. It's under the samples there. 6x6 boxes. And the reason we're just going to have a quick look at this is we've been requested to show them again. They've been really, really popular. Lots of people checking those out. Doreen's just checked out on those as well. Kate, don't forget, if you get checked out, because if you check out, we're almost out. There's only about 5 left. So please do make sure you get checked out. And, of course, if you check out, you could win it in your basket. So what do we get, the components, just as a recap?
So you get the backboard, you get the top frame, a spare kind of canvas, and the sides that you glue together and attach.
Brilliant.
This is quite simple to put together, but with any of our products, if anybody's ever stuck, we've got a Shipmates group on Facebook.
Yes. You have to say that very slowly, then.
You do. So when we first started the craft range, it was called Burton Gertz Merchant Stores to distinguish it from the other parts of things that we do.
OK.
With a nod to my brother and my nephew both being ex-Navy.
Yes.
So the merchant stores.
Yes.
So as part of the merchant stores, we have Shipmates.
Yes, I see.
And we do have people that ask questions in the group. And so that, if anybody's ever bought something and can't think, how do you put it together, obviously they can watch back on YouTube.
Yes.
But if they just drop me a question in there, I'll always answer them.
That's brilliant. I love that. I love that. So $6.49. Again, you're getting the 6x6s. And can you just show us again how they go together? Because they're pretty straightforward. You said you glue the
so what you would do is glue in the kind of recessed bits. You can see on here, you've got the recessed parts on the ends. So the bits where it's going to touch the other MDF. So you would glue along here.
Yeah.
And then you would attach those onto there. That one goes into there, and they will slot together. I mean, it will hold without glue, but obviously, if you want to hang it up or you're going to put something in it, then you want to glue it together so that it doesn't come apart on you. And there we go. There's your box.
Fantastic.
The top part, if you like me, I look at something that I've created like that and think, I love that, but in 6 months' time I might want to reuse the frame and put something else in it.
Yes.
So that you don't have to glue this part because it will slot in. Particularly when you've painted it, it's going to be quite snug, but it will slot in. And if you want to be able to reuse the frame, then just kind of let it.
And again, that's another reason to use the 6x6 canvas and don't go straight onto the back of the box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it makes the box then reusable.
Yeah.
You can swap things in
But
and
you
out.
can, if you decide to paint the box to match the project, you can always gesso over it.
Yes.
To kind of dull that colour down.
Yes.
And then go in with another colour over the top.
Yeah. And redo it.
You can reuse
Brilliant. OK, just a quick reminder, anybody that has got the 6x6 in their basket, we're essentially out of stock now. So if you get checked out, there'll be essentially no stock left. So we would advise, if you've got it in the basket, you do want it, do please get it checked out. And, of course, you can win it. We like that, because you're winning their breakfast basket. That's good. But you've got to check out before 7 o'clock. So Chris and Kate, oh, look, they're fighting over them in here. They're all wanting the 6x6 boxes. Calm down. Calm down. OK, so we've had a look at the 6x6 boxes. It's worth as well just reminding you, I can't remember what I was going to say now. It doesn't matter. Oh, yes, that's it. There's also on the website 12x12. And we've also got as well... What size was that again?
10 by 8.
10 by 8. It's a good job he's here, isn't it?
All of our embellishment boards that I bring you are
10 by 8.
10 inches by 8 inches. It's a standard picture frame size.
Yes.
They fit into our 10 by 8 frames as
Brilliant.
well. So if you've created something that you want to put it into a frame, you know that you can fit that into a frame.
Great.
But you can also, when you've used the embellishment sheets,
Yes.
if you want to do something very mixed media with them, use the waste, paint it so it's a single colour,
Yes.
and then use a wax or paint to kind of highlight around the holes and then add layers to it, and it just makes it another...
Good idea. So you're using absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Joseph, we've only got about 4 minutes left on the show. Do you think that's enough time to squeeze in one more technique or
Yeah, we
demo?
can do.
Is it? Should we get him? Shout out if you want him to do another one at home. Yes, they're saying yes. They're saying yes.
I'm going to repeat a technique that we've already seen, but I'm going to use the pens to kind of do the smooshing, I've nicknamed it. So we just apply some colour straight to an acrylic block, and I like to go in with a couple of colours.
And again, using the Zila pens collection there.
Yeah, and then just some water in a spray. So a couple of sprays, and then we apply that down onto a card, and then I'm just going to drag that the same as I did onto the tag. So you've probably seen Pauline and I do this in the past when we've just kind of smooshed colour down, but this is just kind of dragging it out.
Yeah, so you get that sort of watercolour effect, don't you?
You do, because they're water-based, they react to the water, and there you go. So that's created a background for us.
Just thinking, oh, there we go. You've used something similar on these as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah, and I've done the background on that with the tag the same. So I've kind of lined the colours up so it looks like the tag's coming out of the card almost.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'm going to take one of the embellishments now. Which one should we take? A fairy out. So there we go. This is how easy they pop out. So you'll find there's little pips on them. Where they're located, just push. So we'll go in with the same colour that we've used for the background on the card. Just apply that. I'm rushing to do this quickly, but you can take more time. But you can see you don't need a lot of time. Because you're applying colour to the MDF, it is a wood, so you might get bits that when it dries you might want to go over where it's soaked in a little bit more than others. But generally, one coat is absolutely fine. So just a little bit of glue.
And that's the brush end you've used on the Zila.
It is,
They've got the fine...
They've got the fine liner on them as well.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is very unusual. So we tend to get on kind of pens for craft. We tend to get a brush and a chisel, but the fine liner is very different with them. So there we go. I mean, we could use pattern papers. We could use all sorts, but just a very quick and simple card.
How simple is that and effective? I love it. I love it. Don't forget, if you've got the items in your basket, you have got about less than a minute to get checked out. Not to mention some of the items I think we've sold out anyway, so just make sure that you do get checked out. If you get checked out before 7 o'clock, you could win your breakfast basket. It doesn't get any better than that. And it doesn't matter if there's £6.50, £65, 650 quid. You could win your breakfast basket if you check out before 7 o'clock. Jason, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you this morning. I absolutely love the range. I can't believe how much there is.
And there's
so
lots
much.
more to come as well.
Lots more to come, lots more to come. Jason, it's been an absolute privilege. Don't forget, of course, check out your items. You can find the wide range of Burton Goetz collection on the website. And don't forget, at 7 o'clock, we've got the Hobbymaker highlights, so stay tuned for that. Until then, thank you very much, Jason, and keep on crafting.